Welcome back to another episode of Rob Sports Center. As you can see by the title and by the thumbnail, today we're going to be breaking down some film from Travis Hunter's first officially NFL regular season debut. So we're going to jump straight into it, man. So the very first play right here, man, you got a second and forever, a second and 20. He just pretty much runs a simple slant route. So it looks like what the Panthers was doing, obviously based off the down and distance, they pretty much was just saying, you know what, we're going to play a little soft shell of coverage and we just going to keep everything in front of us. We're not going to let nothing get over the top of us. And we just going to rally down to the ball and be able to make a tackle. And they kind of somewhat do that here, but Travis Hunter just pretty much runs a slant. Now you see that he still has the ability to make guys miss on the neck on a higher level. It wasn't just college right here, just being able to kind of set the linebacker up and kind of hit him with a spin move. Now that was a nice move. You look at the setup. He kind of leaned as if he was going to be going inside, and the linebacker kind of bit, and he just spent it back outside. Kind of a Travis Hunter staple. We seen him do that a few times at Colorado. So like I say, man, just very first NFL catch. Come in a pretty Travis Hunter like manner. Is just able to be able to try to maximize on the yards gained after the catch. But that was a pretty good throw by Trevor Lawrence as well, allowing Travis to be able to catch it, tuck it, and to be able to try to make some moves to try to maximize on his yards after the catch. All right, so right here, man, we got another long yardage situation of second and forever. So I'm not quite sure what's going on in terms of field positioning with Jacksonville, whether it was pre-snap, post-snap penalties, or just maybe some sacks or tackles for a loss. But once again, they find themselves in a second and forever. And they pretty much just run the same play, just out of a different formation. So if you look at the previous clip, he lined up out wide. He had a much wider split. And he ran a slant route. So right here, he has a much tighter split, meaning he's much closer to the line of scrimmage. Now you see that that's a trend in today's NFL that a lot of teams are running those condensed formations to try to be able to create those pick and rub routes in man, or to try to be able to create high-low concepts against zone. So right here, he pretty much just runs a slant. Trevor Lawrence does a good job once again at being able to just thread the needle on that pass, get it to him, put him in a good position to where he can catch it and either brace for the hit or have opportunities for yards after the catch. And then the thing about Travis Hunter, a guy like him, you want to try to get the ball to him as quickly as possible, just for that reason, because we know that he's most dangerous with the ball in his hands with space to be able to try to make guys miss. And he does that right here, being able to secure the catch, being able to get it tucked, and just being able to try to maximize on what he could gain on that play. All right, so right here you got a red zone possession. You got the ball spotted at the 10, which is the low red. That will be the 10-yard line from the goal to the goal line. So one thing I would say that I'm liking about the Jaguars, they're finding ways to get Travis Hunter involved into the game. And obviously, like I said, man, one of his biggest strengths, and we've seen that at Colorado time and time again. Now in the NFL, it might not be as extravagant just because guys become so much more faster. They become so much more athletic. They can move much better laterally. But one of the things we know that he's very good at is, like I said in the previous clip, being able to just get the ball in space and being able to create something. So right here, you got him lined up on a 3-receiver side, and they were trying to create those numbers to be able to just kind of run like a little wide receiver screen, which they was able to do. Now, the defensive lineman from the Carolina Panthers showed tremendous hustle, just not giving up on that play, number 99, being able to come and make the tackle before he was able to get more yards after the catch. But like I say, man, that's the difference from college to the NFL. In college, like, that might have been a touchdown, but in the NFL, you got a defensive lineman, number 99, that's coming across the field to be able to make a tackle on the outside where typically the corner or the safety would be. All right, so once again, man, you got another condensed formation, and for the most part, it's pretty much been the same route. I think all three of the routes that we've seen him run so far was just him running kind of slant routes. Now, granted, it's a part of just kind of taking what the defense is giving you. If defenses are playing deep to try to take away the explosive plays downfield, especially dealing with a receiver like Brian Thomas on the opposite side, then everything is and all they're giving you is underneath stuff. Then that's all you really can take is the underneath stuff. Now, granted, obviously with Travis Hunter's size, you want to see him pack on a little bit more muscle to be able to go across that middle, just because it's a different ball game in the NFL from college. But right here, Trevor Lawrence just does a good job at just zipping that ball right there in there against zone coverage. And Travis Hunter just does Travis Hunter things, man, just being able to track the ball, being able to secure the catch, tuck it. Obviously we know that one thing you always hear me talk about is ball security. And to me, ball security is not just whenever you're carrying the ball, but for a receiver or any pass catcher, is being able to to catch the ball and get that thing tucked the way it minimizes the possibility of corners being able to drive and be able to try to swat the ball out your hand, kind of similar to what the corner right here does. You see how as soon as he realizes exactly what's going on, he's kind of on top of Travis Hunter. He breaks immediately, and as soon as the ball hits Travis Hunter's hand, he's swatting at the ball. It's just Travis Hunter did a good job at tucking that thing. It prevented him from being able to make a play on the ball. So, I mean, it wasn't nothing really just extravagant. Obviously, you got to try to work out the kinks and of week one football. We seen that kind of was a trend around the NFL this week, just kind of a little, sloppy football on a lot of occasions. So obviously, as time goes on and they start to get the timing and they start to build their connection, things of, obviously it'll open up and you will start to see probably some more plays downfield for Travis Hunter. But man, that is it for this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, do me a big favor, man. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure that you got that notification bell turned on, and where you be notified every time I upload. And I'll see y'all in the next video.